In my previous video, that is in part 3, I made a mistake while writing a chemical equation. Please read this in place of this. Let us see questions and answers. First question, why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? Answer is, magnesium reacts with oxygen in the air to form magnesium oxide layer, which prevents burning of ribbon. This layer needs to be cleaned before burning the ribbon. Second question, write the balanced equation for the following chemical reactions. First part, hydrogen plus chlorine react and make hydrogen chloride. First, we will replace substances by their chemical symbols. Hydrogen by H2, chlorine by Cl2 and hydrogen chloride by HCl. Now we will balance. All the three substances have two atoms. H2 has 2 atoms of hydrogen, Cl2 has 2 atoms of chlorine and HCl has 1 atom of hydrogen and 1 atom of chlorine. So we can start from either hydrogen or chlorine. On left hand side there are 2 hydrogen atoms and on the right hand side there is only 1 hydrogen atom. So we write 2 before HCl. Now there are 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine atoms on right hand side as well as on left hand side. So the equation is balanced. Second part, barium chloride and aluminium sulfate react to form barium sulfate and aluminium chloride. We will write BaCl2 in place of barium chloride, Al2SO4 thrice in place of aluminium sulfate, BaSO4 in place of barium sulfate and AlCl3 in place of aluminium chloride. This is a skeletal chemical equation which we have to balance. First step is to find out the substance which has got maximum number of atoms. Aluminium sulfate has got 2 aluminium atoms, sulfur atoms 1 into 3 means 3 atoms, oxygen atoms 4 into 3 means 12 atoms. Since oxygen atoms are maximum in number, so we will balance oxygen atoms first. On the left hand side there are 12 oxygen atoms, on the right hand side there are 4 oxygen atoms. So we will write 3 before BaSO4 to make the oxygen atoms on the right hand side 3 into 4 means 12. Now the oxygen atoms are balanced. Next we will see sulfur atoms. On the left hand side there are 3 sulfur atoms, on the right hand side there are 3 into 1 means 3 sulfur atoms. So sulfur atoms are also balanced. Next we will see aluminium atoms. Aluminium atoms are 2 in number on left hand side and 1 on the right hand side. So we will write 2 before AlCl3 to make the aluminium atoms 2 on the right hand side. So aluminium atoms are balanced now. Next we will see chlorine atoms. On the left hand side there are 2 chlorine atoms and on the right hand side there are 2 into 3, 6 chlorine atoms. So on the left hand side we will write 3 before BaCl2 to make the chlorine atoms on the left hand side 3 into 2 means 6. So chlorine atoms are balanced now. Now the whole equation is balanced. Third part, sodium and water react to make sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. First we will replace them by their chemical symbols. We will write Na for sodium, H2O for water, NaOH for sodium hydroxide and H2 for hydrogen. This is a skeletal chemical equation which we have to balance. First step is to find out the substance which has got maximum number of atoms. There are 2 substances H2O and NaOH who have got 3 atoms. H2O has 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, whereas sodium hydroxide has 1 atom of sodium, 1 of oxygen and 1 of hydrogen. We can take any of these. On the left hand side there are 2 hydrogen atoms and on the right hand side there are 1 plus 2, 3 hydrogen atoms. So let us write 2 before NaOH and 2 before H2O to make the hydrogen atoms equal. Let's see how. On the left hand side there are 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen atoms. On the right hand side there are 2 into 1 means 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogen atoms. So hydrogen atoms are balanced. Let us see oxygen atoms. On the left hand side there are 2 oxygen atoms. On the right hand side there are 2 oxygen atoms. So oxygen atoms are balanced. Let us see sodium atoms. On the left hand side there is 1 sodium atom. On the right hand side there are 2 sodium atoms. So we will write 2 before Na to make the sodium atoms 2 on both the sides. Now the chemical equation is fully balanced. Third question, Write a balanced chemical equation with state symbols for the following reactions. First part, solutions of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate and the solution of sodium chloride. We will write BaCl2 for barium chloride, Na2SO4 for sodium sulfate, BaSO4 for barium sulfate and NaCl for sodium chloride. For aqueous solution, we will write Aq next to BaCl2, Na2SO4 and NaCl. Since barium sulfate is insoluble, so we will write S, that will be solid and it will be precipitate. So we will show precipitate symbol also. Now we are going to balance this skeletal chemical equation. Na2SO4 has maximum number of atoms. It has 2 sodium atoms, 1 sulfur atom and 4 oxygen atoms. So we will start with oxygen atoms. On the left hand side there are 4 oxygen atoms. On the right hand side there are 4 oxygen atoms. So oxygen atoms are balanced. Next we will see sodium atoms. On the left hand side there are 2 sodium atoms. On the right hand side there is only 1 sodium atom. So we will put 2 before NaCl so that the sodium atoms are 2 on the right hand side as well. Sodium atoms are balanced now. Now this is balanced chemical equation. Second part, sodium hydroxide solution in water reacts with hydrochloric acid solution in water to produce sodium chloride solution and water. We will write NaOH for sodium hydroxide, HCl for hydrochloric acid, NaCl for sodium chloride and H2O for water. For aqueous solution, we will write Aq next to NaOH, HCl and NaCl. Next to H2O, we will write L, that is liquid. You will notice that this chemical equation is already balanced. Fourth question, a solution of substance X is used for whitewashing. Name the substance X and write its formula. We know that substance X is lime or quicklime, which is used for whitewashing. Its chemical formula is CaO. Second part is write the reaction of substance X with water. So CaO plus H2O will give CaOH twice and heat will be generated. Seventh question, give examples of double displacement reactions. First example, barium chloride reacts with sodium sulfate to form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. BaCl2 plus Na2SO4 makes BaSO4 plus 2 NaCl. This is balanced chemical equation. BaCl2 consists of Ba++ and Cl- ions. Na2SO4 consists of Na+ and SO4- ions. Ba++ combines with SO4- to make BaSO4. Na+ combines with Cl- to make NaCl. Second example, lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide to form lead iodide and potassium nitrate. PbNO3 twice plus 2Ki makes PbI2 plus 2KNO3. Here lead nitrate consists of Pb++ and NO3- ions. Ki consists of K+ and I- ions. Pb++ combines with I- to make PbI2. K+ combines with NO3- ion to make KNO3. Eighth question, identify the substances that are oxidized and the substances that are reduced in the following reactions. First one is 4Na plus O2 makes 2Na2O. Here sodium is gaining oxygen to form sodium oxide, so Na gets oxidized. O2 is losing oxygen, so it is reduced. Second part is CuO plus H2 makes Cu plus H2O. Hydrogen is gaining oxygen to form water, so it is oxidized. CuO is losing oxygen, so it is reduced. Now let us see exercises, questions and answers. First question, which of the statements about the reaction below are incorrect? The reaction is 2PbO plus C is making 2Pb plus CO2. First statement is lead is getting reduced. In this reaction, PbO is changing to Pb. So it is getting reduced. Means lead oxide is getting reduced. It's not lead is getting reduced. So statement A is incorrect. Statement B, carbon dioxide is getting oxidized. In this reaction, C is changing to CO2. Means it is gaining oxygen or it is oxidized. So carbon is oxidized. It's not carbon dioxide is oxidized. So statement B is also incorrect. means statement A and B are incorrect. Let us see statement C. Carbon is getting oxidized. In this reaction, carbon is changing to carbon dioxide, so it is oxidized. That is correct. Statement D is lead oxide is getting reduced, means PbO is getting reduced to Pb. That is correct. So only statement A and B are incorrect. So option 1, in which statement A and B are incorrect, marked is correct. Second question, Fe2O3 plus 2Al is changing to Al2O3 plus 2Fe. We have to check which type of reaction it is. First option, combination reaction. It cannot be combination reaction, as we know 2 or more reactant combine to make a single product. Here 2 products are made, so it cannot be combination reaction. Second option is double displacement reaction. We know that in double displacement reaction, reactants ions should exchange. Here ions are not getting exchanged, so it cannot be double displacement reaction. Third option is decomposition reaction. We know that in decomposition reaction, a single reactant decomposes into 2 or more products. It is not the case here, so it cannot be decomposition reaction as well. Last option is displacement reaction. Here we see aluminium is more reactant as compared to iron, so it displaces iron and takes its place. That's why aluminium oxide is formed. So it is displacement reaction. Third question, what happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron filings? Pick the correct answer. Hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced, chlorine gas and iron hydroxide are produced, no reaction takes place, iron salt and water are produced. Let's try to write the chemical equation. Fe plus 2HCl makes FeCl2 plus H2, means iron chloride is formed and hydrogen gas is produced. So option A, where hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced, is correct option. Fourth question, what is a balanced chemical equation? Why should chemical equations be balanced? Answer is, a chemical equation in which number of atoms of each element are same before and after the reaction is known as a balanced chemical equation. As per the law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. That is, the total mass of the elements present in the products of a chemical reaction has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the reactants. In other words, the number of atoms of each element remains the same before and after a chemical reaction. Fifth question, translate the following statements into chemical equations and then balance them. First part is, hydrogen gas combines with nitrogen to form ammonia. We will write H2 for hydrogen, N2 for nitrogen and NH3 for ammonia. So the skeletal chemical equation will be H2 plus N2, they form NH3. Now we will balance it. NH3 has 4 atoms, 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen. Since hydrogen atoms are more, so we will balance it first. On the right hand side, there are 3 hydrogen atoms. On the left hand side, there are 2 hydrogen atoms. So we will take LCM of 2 and 3, that is 6. So on the both sides, we have to make 6 hydrogen atoms. On the right hand side, we will write 2 before NH3 and on the left hand side, we will write 3 before H2. So the hydrogen atoms on the left hand side are 3 into 2 and on the right hand side, they are 2 into 3, 6 hydrogen atoms. You will notice that nitrogen atoms are automatically balanced. So this is balanced chemical equation. Second part, hydrogen sulfide gas burns in air to give water and sulfur dioxide. We will write H2S for hydrogen sulfide, O2 for oxygen, SO2 for sulfur dioxide gas, H2O for water. So the skeletal chemical equation will be H2S plus O2 makes SO2 plus H2O. Now we will balance it. Hydrogen and sulfur atoms on both sides are already balanced. There are 2 hydrogen atoms on the left and 2 on the right. There is 1 sulfur atom on the left and 1 on the right. Only the oxygen atoms are not balanced. So we will balance oxygen atoms. On the left hand side, there are 2 oxygen atoms. On the right hand side, there are 2 plus 1, 3 oxygen atoms. So we will take LCM of 2 and 3, that is 6. So we will make 6 oxygen atoms on both the sides. On the left hand side, we will write 3 before O2, and on the right hand side, we will write 2 before SO2 and 2 before H2O. So on the right hand side, there are 2 into 2, 4 plus 2 into 1, 2, that is equal to 6. So total 6 oxygen atoms will be there on the right hand side. So oxygen atoms are balanced. While balancing oxygen atoms, hydrogen and sulfur atoms have become unbalanced. So we will balance them. On the right hand side, there are 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen atoms. On the left hand side, there are 2 hydrogen atoms. So we will write 2 before H2S to make 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen atoms on the left hand side as well. Now sulfur atoms on the right hand side are 2 and on the left hand side 2. So sulfur also is balanced now. So this is a balanced chemical equation. Third part, barium chloride reacts with aluminium sulfate to give aluminium chloride and a precipitate of barium sulfate. We have already solved this question before, so you can try on your own and match the answer. So balanced chemical equation is 3BaCl2 plus Al2SO4 thrice makes 3BaSO4 plus 2AlCl3. Last part, potassium metal reacts with water to give potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. We will write K for potassium, H2O for water, KOH for potassium hydroxide and H2 for hydrogen. So the unbalanced chemical equation will be K plus H2O makes KOH plus H2. Following the same balancing method, the balanced equation will be 2K plus 2H2O makes 2KOH plus H2. Sixth question, balance the following chemical equations. You have to balance these chemical equations, follow the method we have already discussed and match your answers. Pause the video to match your answers. Seventh question, write the balanced chemical equations for the following reactions. You may give it a try and check your answers here by pausing the video. I will slowly scroll the page so you can refer the answer of the remaining questions. If you have a doubt, you can ask me on my Discord server. If you have not subscribed my channel, please do so.